Hello, my dear students. So today we are going to continue from page number 76. So in the last video, I told you about village houses, right? So there this portion was left. So here it is given that a lot of changes are happening in the village area. Okay, so now houses are also made up of bricks and cement. If you will visit any village, so you can see some of the houses are made up of bricks and cement. Okay, and also two-story houses also. Okay, and the houses have a lot of space, as I told you before, only because at that time means they are having a lot of space, so that's why their rooms are also very spacious, and that's why a lot of space are there in the houses. And mostly they made 2 or 3 rooms, and they're that's why more spaces are there. And most houses in the villages have courtyard, as I told you about the courtyard. Okay, so courtyard means in a it's like in a open space, in our modern house, or if I say flat, so there we have a drawing room in our home, no? So where people come and sit, where we do discussion and also, right? So that one courtyard is like that only in village houses. And also baranda. Okay, so baranda means the area where people used to sit down during sunny or rainy day. Okay, because at that time they cannot sit on the courtyard because that one is open, but in baranda they have shade. Okay, so there they can sit, and in sunny day or also rainy day. And government also help to improve the living style of the village area. And as the development of science and technology and the means of transport and communication, a lot of development are going on. Okay, so already means of transport and communication, as we have already discussed in class 3, because transport is very, very important, right, for the development, because through the transport only we can avail the things in our place which we don't have. Okay, and also the communication. Okay, and the education. Okay, education is very, very important, because due to education only people get aware of and known so many facts. Okay, and education also contributed to the modernization of Indian villages. Modernization means what? Like to improve the living style, to learn the things. Okay, do not believe in others, anyone will come and whatever they will say, they will not believe in that, because if proper education will be there, then village people will also have their own decision, what is right, what is wrong. Okay, so the improvement. Okay, so that is called modernization. So that is also happening nowadays. Okay, and education help in that. And also because of education, the government has provided so many scheme of education, SSS scheme, Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. Okay, so that all the education become compulsory for up to 14 years okay, students. So that's why they made primary schools. Okay, and also to live in a healthy society, we should take care of our health also, right? So for that, health centers, okay, proper roads, pakka houses, shops and other facilities are also providing. And also the electricity and water supply. Okay, electricity and water supply is the main thing, basic need, right? So that one is also providing each and every corner of our villages nowadays. So if we are not in town and if we are visiting village, then also we will get these facilities. Okay, so this was all about the village houses. Okay, and their surroundings, that is rural surrounding. And houses in cities means it is urban surrounding. Okay, so you can see here urban surrounding, that means surroundings which we have in cities. Okay, so there you can see the houses are made up of concrete and asbestos sheets, tiles, marble or mosaic. Okay, mosaic means you already know some designs, tiles and also which have some designs on that, flowery designs and all. So day by day, so a lot of development are going on, and people use different type of things. Okay, tiles, marbles or mosaic are used in the floor. Okay, so which which make the house look very beautiful. And most of the houses have windows and wire meshing. Okay, wire meshing means what? So that other flies or insects cannot come in. Okay, then residential colonies. Residential colonies means what? Like in cities there are single or two-story bungalows, okay, or multi-story buildings also, with many flats on different floors. So these all together known as residential colonies, where more than one families can live. Okay, then staircase and lift, that is called elevator. Okay, so that facility is also there. Staircase, you can go by staircase also, and you can use the lift facility, that is called elevator. Elevator means like if you going up and down, okay, so that one is called lift. So if you switch, there are so many button, so whatever floor you are choosing, so if you switch on that, so yes, you can get over there, okay, easily. Okay, these facilities are there. Then parking area, good security arrangement. Okay, so there are basement are there, so basement where means where vehicles can also be parked, because there are a lot of families are there, they may have their personal cars, and also there they can park their vehicles. And also the good security arrangement, because obviously you can see if you are like living in city area, so there you will have that every building has a watchman. Okay, so there is good security arrangement, so that house those whoever living in that residential colonies, they can feel secure. Okay, so this housing means complexes have also good security arrangement. Okay, so this was the houses in cities. A lot of facilities they are having, and a lot of thing a new thing are there, and day by day it's improving. Okay, now I will talk about slums. Okay, so the means slum, if you see slum area actually, so in your book it's given, so you can see this picture. Okay, so you can see here a lot of thing are there, like it's very difficult to recognize that where people are living and where they are doing what. Okay, open space are not there. Okay, means in a small place only they used to do all their works, kitchen, they don't have definite room. Okay, so and living together means here only so many families used to live. Okay, so how this become a slum area, I will tell you. Temporary structure placed in an unplanned way. Okay, that means these are the temporary structures which are not permanent. Okay, and they used to use several kind of things. It's not like only mud or thatched roof. It's not like mud, then leftover scraps, tin sheets, billboards, tires, sticks, stones, whatever they have. Okay, in the street, if we if we throw something, so there only also they can pick something, and they can make with that some they can give some support with that, and they can make anyhow they used to leave. Okay, so that is the kind of area which means it's like unplanned way. There is no planning, like they in one room only they're kitchen means cooking food, they're only they're sleeping. If someone is going to their for visiting, so they are also living in that means room only. So that is very unplanned way. Okay, unplanned means living style. Okay, and they don't have any backyard or courtyard or basement or anything. So these are called your slums. Okay, the area which do not have permanent structures, or you can say temporary structures placed in a unplanned way. Okay, and they are very unhygienic. Okay, because in one place only people are doing everything, no, so that's why that place become unhygienic. So here you can see some more points about slum. Not legal colonies. Okay, so slums are not the legal colonies. Okay, that means government do not permit to live like that. Okay, and people whoever used to come to city in search of job, or the labor people, like who used to work on the factory, then rag pickers, they used to live in this slum because they don't have permanent resident of their own. and people do not live in slum by choice. Okay, they means they are not like eager to live in that, but they have to live that there, because in cities it's more expenses. No, a lot of they used to eat food, they used to buy food, they used to live. Okay, then if they are choosing some other rent, so there also they have to pay something, but that much money they don't have, and that is why they have to live in that. They are not living in slum by their own choice. Okay, so because they cannot afford to live in the rented house or building of their own. Okay, so they make shelter with whatever material they get, and they used to make houses for with that. Okay, and that is why they are not legal colonies. Okay, and facilities are also not there. The basic facilities like toilet, then sewage, drinking water, electricity, these are also not provided here. Okay, so that means here no facility they are getting, because this one is not permitted by the government. So means they cannot seek help from the government also. But this due to this the government make an effort to provide some facilities at low cost, means at low cost also, if they can help these people, so for that they take some initiative. Okay, so here means the place become very unhygienic. Okay, and from their flies, then other insects. Okay, so means from that various kind of diseases can also born. Okay, so that is why that unhygienic condition is very prone to various diseases, and fire also a major threat. Okay, threat means it's like a danger. Okay, because at that place everyone is cooking there only, then electricity how means anyhow they used to manage, and they used to take that. Okay, so due to that means if it catch fire, then whole slum area can be like means the fire can be a threat over here. It's a great danger here. So this kind of lot of problems people are facing who are living in the slum area. Okay, so that's why government make an effort, so that at low cost also if they can help these people. So that's why so that some welfare organizations also try to provide water, electricity, and their basic needs, so that they can make that environment a little bit hygienic. Okay, and they can live their life properly. Okay, so there are so many things we come to know about, right students, about the village houses, about the city means houses in cities, and also the slum area. Okay, so a lot of people are there in our country who are suffering. Okay, everyone do not have the proper facility. Okay, so a lot of people are struggling so much in our country. Okay, so we come to know about this thing. Now let's learn about birds and animals. Okay, so like humans, they also need some shelter, right? They also need to save themselves from heat, rain, cold, and enemies, right? So what kind of shelter do they live in? Can you tell me? So we know that birds make their nest, right? So birds live in their nest. And what about animals? So animals find suitable places in their natural habitat and make suitable shelter for them with whatever material of their own choice. Okay, so they live on trees. Some of the animals live in trees, forest, okay, water, and also seashore. Okay, so we can find the animals in these places. So they make their own shelter in their natural habitat. Okay, natural habitat. So natural habitat means what, students? Natural habitat means animals that suited their living style. Okay, that means in what condition, it may be weather condition, it may be the type of climate, the food they eat. Okay, so where everything they find that okay, this place is suitable for me, I can find shelter here, I can find food here, and here I have less enemy. So in that place they choose by themselves and they live there. Okay, so that is your natural habitat. Okay, that means in that area that area is suitable for them, so that is called natural habitat. Okay, for both birds and animals. Okay, so now let's talk about birds and their nest.
As I told you, birds make their nest with different kind of thing. Okay, like twigs, dry leaves, then dry grass, paper, cellophane, wrappers, etc. Okay, so many things are there. Later on I will tell you. Okay, and they select places where they will make the nest, so that one very carefully. Okay, that means they carefully select places which would be very safe for laying eggs, so that they can save their babies. Okay, and some birds build their nest on the ground. Okay, then some in the bushes, and also even attach with their nest to the sides of cliffs. Okay, cliffs means, students, a steep rock face. Okay, usually we can see this one in the edge of seas. Okay, that means large rocks. Okay, and their face. Okay, so that is called cliffs. So they are also in the side of cliffs they used to make their nest. Okay, and different species of birds make different kind of nest. Okay, that means, as you know, that there are a lot of species are there. No, species means kind. Okay, and depending upon their different species, their nests are also different. Like in your book it is given barn swallows. Okay, so they make their nest in chimneys. Then house wrens, they make their nest in almost any cavity around the house. Okay, whatever the cavity, like hole they is to search, and there they can make. Okay, so cavity around the house. So you can see the picture. This one is barn swallows. Okay, and this one is house wrens. Okay, they may occupy tube lights, then a tube light fitting where the frame, then the ventilation. So there are also house wrens used to make their nest. Okay, then birds mostly prefer, as I told you, they prefer twigs, dry leaves, dry grass, paper, cellophane, then toffee wrappers. Okay, different kind of paper which we throw. And also barbed wares. Okay, barbed wares means what, students? Barbed ware means wares which is having a spine, sharp spine. Okay, so it's kind of something like that. Suppose this one is a ware, so there already sharp spines are there. So they used to collect that, and with that also they can make their nest. Okay, some of the birds we can find that. Okay, and so that they can secure that properly. Okay, because this type of wares help us to so that their nest will together they can secure that in one place. Okay, and also to secure that they use their saliva, then mud, spider webs, then caterpillar silk. Okay, leaf mold. Okay, and certain plants fiber also, so that you can see most of the nest are having different shape. Okay, so like this way you can see, so like this. Okay, different type of materials they use. So it sometimes it look like this, sometimes in if they are making on the tree branches, so there you will see something like bowl type they used to make, and a lot of thing they used to use there. Okay, so that they can that one is comfortable for their babies also. Okay, and so that they used to use some means use their feathers or cotton also, so that their inside can be very comfortable for them, and their outside looks very rough. Okay, but inside they can means because they lay egg inside their nest, so that's why they make it comfortable. Okay, and make it soft. Okay, so here in your book it is given, so you can see this one is a Weber bird. So you can see how she is making this. No, so this one is a Weber bird. And also if you see here, so here it is, one fact is given that Tailor bird make their nest by sewing leaves together with their sharp beaks using grass or thread. Okay, so they used to collect this, and with their beak only they used to sew that. Okay, the true leaves, and that's why they call tailor birds. Like what do tailor do? Tailor is to stitch. No, so like that way they used to make their nest. So that's why they are called tailor birds. So whatever material they collect, the materials they intertwined and sometimes woven or thatched together. Okay, so intertwined means, students, two or more things twisted together in such a manner so it is very difficult to separate them. Okay, so that is called intertwined. Okay, so whatever material they used to bring, so with that they used to make their nest, and they used to entertain that one so that it cannot be separated, and their nest will become more secure. Okay, so with the grass strips, then leaves, twigs. Okay, even though the means you can see the outside is looks so rough, but inside they use feathers or cotton so that it become soft and comfortable. So this point you see, students, this point. So here I am listing some name of the birds. The birds, they do not make their nest. Okay, so some of the birds like cuckoo, the great horned owl, then cowbird, nightjar, so they do not make their own nest. Okay, they borrow some other bird's nest to lay their eggs. Okay, because they cannot lay their egg anywhere, so they used to borrow some other bird's nest to lay eggs. Okay, so you can see the pictures here. Okay, cuckoo, the great horned owl. So great horned owl, they don't have a horn, but you can see their like ears, ear side. So they're very beautiful to see. So actually they don't have a horn, but their name is the great horned owl. Okay, then cowbirds you can see here. Nightjar. Okay, this one is nightjar. So they do not make their own nest, but at the time of laying egg they used to borrow some other bird's nest, and after that they provide food to them, and when they grow up and learn to fly, so after that they flew from there. So this was all about your birds and their nest. Okay, so I think you understood this, and you get a little idea about this. And in my next video, I'll tell you about some other animals, okay, who live in land, then water, everything.